Welcome back to my bathroom, which is now the star of 2 videos here on the channel. So today is my birthday. I just turned 27, and last month the channel hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're coming up on 3 years of uploading videos semi-regularly here on the channel. So I wanted to do a bit of a special video and round up some stuff that's happened, and also answer some questions you guys gave me in a Q&A or some through direct message. And yeah, just have a casual conversation. I'm gonna take all the sounds, I don't know if you can see the mic above me, but I'm gonna take all the sounds from this and try to make a beat. So if you hear music behind this, and I didn't say like with a big tag, I didn't make this, it's all music made from the sounds of my hair being cut. So that's the whole goal of the video. So, about 6 months ago now, yeah, about 6 months ago, I just decided I would grow my hair out. Not for any really good reason. I just thought it'd be fun. I haven't really had long hair since I started cutting my hair in 2017. I started cutting my hair and I really didn't know how to cut hair long. I still don't know how to cut hair long. So I have just not really let it go out. So I let it go out, and this is about as much as I could take. So I'm gonna be giving myself a nice trim up. It might go disastrously. It may be really reckless to do this on camera while trying to talk and be interesting, but we'll see how it goes. Well, my sister used to put hair ties in my hair when I was young, but I've never personally done this. So I'm gonna try to tie the top part of my hair before I do any buzzing. We'll see how this goes. Ow, this is painful. Ladies, how do you do this? Okay, I think I'm doing this right. Whoo! Okay, we're starting out with pain. All right, wow. Ladies, I am single. I know it's hard to believe looking at this masterpiece right now. Well, all right, I'm gonna jump in. So when you're cutting your hair, you're gonna do a shorter cut, you wanna try to find like your natural lines on the side of your head. I have a pretty good one on this side of my head, but this side of my head sucks. So I try to do the part over here and then let my hair fall over to this side to cover up what is a much less good line on that side of my head. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to cut my hair just a little longer than usual too. Again, there's probably too much ambition in me tonight for this video, but I'm gonna give it my best. So I hope when I run the buzzer, just had a panic on audio. I hope when I run this, it's not like violently loud and you can't hear anything happening. So I usually do a 3 everywhere. I'm gonna go for a 6 and see what happens. So eye reveal without glasses. That's the reveal for tonight. All right, let's just get some hair out. Here we go. Oh boy, there it goes. I'm committed now. I can't stop. All right, so I'm gonna dive into some questions. But yeah, first I guess, yeah, I'm 27. January 6th, if anyone was curious and wanted to start putting together a creepy profile on me so that all my information's on the internet. My birthday is January 6th. I turned 27 today, it's weird. You know, getting old is like, it's weird. I just did that whole video about like growing up is like a weird thing because it's like, it should be really boring because we're all doing it, but it's also really weird and uncomfortable, and you never, at least for me, I've never quite felt like I am the age I am. It's like I kind of stopped where I was at maybe around college and I'm just still there mentally. But I think if like I went and tried to be cool with college kids, that's when you know you're old, they'd be like, you old man, you old fart. And you know, I'm boring. I work a job and I like long to sleep these days, so I've gotten pretty lame in my old age, but I don't know, aging is weird. This age feels weird. A few years ago, I think like 25 or 24, I don't recall, is like the last really good birthday because then you can rent a car. Outside of that, they're all going downhill. So there's nothing really exciting left. I guess if I somehow become like world known or at least nationally known in the next like 8 years, I think I can run for president at 35, and that'd be kind of dope. I could be president. I think this is gonna come back up though, and that's gonna get me canceled when I'm trying to run for president. So it's probably low chances now that I've made this video right here. But hey, tying my hair up's a good idea. I should do that every time. That's actually really made the side go pretty easy. So, all right, I think a 6 is too long because I'm having some trouble in the back. I'm just gonna go down to a 5, and I think that'll be a much wiser decision for my life. So, I got some questions. A couple came through DMs because people didn't want their names, and most of them came from my friend Christian. So I'm just gonna go through some questions and talk about my life. I'll try to expand on these like as much as possible. So let's go in. I think this is a good first one here is when in my life I knew I wanted to create music. I feel like that's like a pretty heavy question. I don't know if, I know it's not like a beautiful answer. I don't know if I really have had a moment where like, I just want to create music. I don't know if I still, man, that hair is really long. I'm just gonna be bold and go snippy snip. All right, hope I didn't need that hair. You know, I don't know if I, even to this day, I know this is not a beautiful answer for a guy doing a music channel. I'm like, I just want to create music, and that's what I'm all about. But I do love music quite a bit. I really enjoy it. Obviously, I've been doing this channel for a while now, and I love making music. I love uploading it. So, but I got into music. My family's pretty musical. I have siblings that are really musical growing up. My dad was, my mom to some degree. So my family was pretty musical growing up. When I was 12, I took piano lessons for about 6 months, and I did not like it. I was really, really not a fan of piano lessons. It's one of my biggest regrets is that I ended up getting out of them and quitting piano lessons and not continuing in them. I really regret it because I would be a much better musician now had I continued. I wish my parents had just said, you have to keep doing this, and I would have been mad about it. But it's hard to know. Obviously, if I was forced to do it, then maybe I wouldn't have enjoyed it. So who knows? I didn't like it at the time, so I got out of it and didn't do any music. It wasn't until I was 15, which is scary that that's 12 years ago, because this still feels, I still kind of think of myself as like someone who hasn't been playing music like as long as other people, but I guess I've now been playing 12 years, which is like a pretty long time, so that's kind of a weird thought. But I still like think of myself as like getting into music later, right? So I was 15, there was this music competition going on, and like all great things in life, deep motivation was found trying to impress a girl. So this girl I knew wanted to sing in this competition. She's like, I need someone to play. Oh man, my hair is jacked up over here. Okay, I think the hair tie. Huh? Oh my gosh, it's so painful. Ah. Oh man, everyone who wears hair ties on the regular is gonna be like, you wuss. Just get over it. And that's fair. That's a fair criticism. Yeah, this girl wanted to sing, and she's like, I need someone to play piano for me. And I was like, oh, I can play piano. So I ended up, we talked about it a little bit. I ended up writing a song for the competition, and then it didn't end up happening, and which is fine. It was like one of those things you're like, oh, this is, you know how it is like when you're like 15. I don't know if any of you out there are 15. You like see someone and like they're the love of my life, I'm gonna marry them forever. And then an hour later, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of through that. It's kind of one of those situations. So we didn't end up doing the competition, but I ended up like in that process, I went straight in, like I wrote a song. And afterwards I was like, man, that was kind of fun. I'd like to do more. And so I kind of got into like playing songs I heard on the radio and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just really got into playing piano. So I started just like doing chords and stuff on the piano and learning how to play a bunch of songs I knew, kind of teaching myself and my brother helping me, who's pretty musical. So I did that for like 3 or 4 years. Got to play with some groups, play with like a church at the time, which was pretty dope. Got a lot of experience in there. And then, I don't know, sometime around when I was, I'm giving you the whole history lesson here, but sometime around when I was 19, I think, maybe a little younger, maybe I was like 18. I decided to pick up some guitar, so I picked up some guitar as well, and I've kept playing that. What's weird is I feel like on YouTube, I probably am like predominantly have done guitar stuff. I feel like it's just a little easier to film playing guitar. So I end up doing like quite a bit of guitar stuff, so there's probably a good chance if you've seen like my music stuff, you're like, oh, you're a guitar guy. But I really think of myself more as a piano person who like also plays a little guitar. But probably oh man, there's so much hair. It's probably, when I cut my hair, there isn't usually this much hair to deal with. So this is a whole new situation for me here. So yeah, think of myself more as a pianist. I also think of myself as like not playing guitar very long because I picked it up later, but I guess I've been playing guitar like maybe 7 years, 6, 7 years now. So I've been playing guitar a little bit now too, which has been pretty dope. Yeah, and so probably, I'm gonna get to the answer to this question. I have written songs that whole time. I've always enjoyed, like, I think I'm a person who likes creating things pretty well. Like, I love the process of making in whatever I'm in, you know. I like programming, like computer programming, and I think it's always because I get to like create something. I like, even like really young, like doing arts and crafts like every day because I really liked making things, right? So I always was writing songs, even when I could barely play piano or barely play guitar. I was writing songs on them. Most of them dreadful. Hopefully no one will ever hear. And yeah, I've been recording them for a few years now. I think that's how I knew I wanted to make music. I don't know if I know I want to make music, but I know I would love the opportunity to get to do music more for, like, I always say, like, as a career. Like, it'd be fun if it was like my job basically to make music. If that was like what I did. I mean, I know like some of that's probably like, don't make your hobby your job, but I'm like, hey, that would be pretty dope because it could be my hobby and I could have other hobbies. I could change my current job, which I like doing too, for being my hobby, and music could be my job, and that would be pretty dope. So I guess, I hope that answers the question. I don't know that I will ever, you know, be creating music for like my life goal, but it's fun. I have a lot of opportunity right now where I can do quite a bit of music, and I'm enjoying doing it quite a bit. So there's the answer to that question. I'm gonna take a lighter question now. Iced or hot chai? Answer is, it depends majorly. Like on a hot summer day, I'm always gonna take the iced one. I don't like drinking hot drinks when I'm sweaty. So if I'm sweaty, iced chai, all the time. Now, the colder it gets, the more likely I am to partake in that hot chai. You know what I'm saying? And it also, if like it's iced, it doesn't matter as much, like the milk and stuff. But recently, kind of getting into oat milk, pretty dope. But that makes a big difference when it's hot, in my opinion. So, iced chai though. I'm a big chai person. Love it. Love chai. So yeah. All right. What's next up? If I had to pick between guitar, piano, or singing, what would I pick? I have said this for many years, probably never on the channel, but I think for me, it would be like my ideal situation. I actually don't love being like in front of things that much, which always, I feel like anyone who does a YouTube channel probably gets this, like you kind of come off as like the person who loves being in front of camera, you know, or whatever, but like my dream, if I could like pick a musical gig for the rest of my life, I would love to be like someone's just like background pianist. No one would know who I am. You know, like I'm like the pianist who like tours with like the Jonas Brothers, right? Like you don't know who that is, or maybe it's another brother, you know? I know they got a younger one, so maybe they have just like more brothers, but that'd be dope. Like no one knows who you are, but you get to like, you know, travel around, do the whole music thing, but not be, let me just double check that camera. Okay, we're still rolling. Just making sure. Didn't want to, you know, if I lost some footage here, it's not like I can grow the hair back and redo this one. So, like my other videos, I can't redo it till I get a good take. This is it. So, yeah, that would be my dream. So I'd probably pick piano. If anything, I probably just like getting to sit at the piano. I feel like it's the most versatile, for me especially. I would miss singing, because I think singing's always been a pretty big part of all playing I've done, like writing songs and singing. So I would miss singing. If I had to pick, probably piano. Unless singing came along with like that's like including losing my voice, so I couldn't talk at all. Because if that was the case, I'd have to like back it up, and I'd rather, you know, obviously for practicality, it'd be nicer to be able to speak. So if that was the case, if I have to lose the whole voice as a package, probably gonna stick with, you know, singing. But just for music, I'd rather be a pianist. That's like the dream. I could just be someone's pianist and they could be the famous person and like, you know, make all the money, get all the attention. I just fade in the background. That's pretty dope. I also like, one thing I don't really do on the channel very often, but I deeply enjoy is I really enjoy synthesis and like just creating my own like keyboard sounds if you're not familiar. So creating my own sounds with synthesis, I love that, and don't get to do a lot of it, but if you were like playing for someone or even like a studio musician or a producer, you'd have tons of opportunity to create new sounds and stuff. So I think that'd be pretty cool too. I think producing is something I probably was just less familiar with it when I was 5 years ago, but more and more I think I could see myself doing some sort of producing more so. Like if someone came to me and like wanted my help producing a song or some music, I could really see myself getting really into that. I haven't really done that for anyone but myself, but it'd be interesting to learn. I'd love to mix some more voices that aren't my own, because it's really difficult for me to like mix my own voice, It's hard to have a good like perspective on your own voice, and I'm used to my voice at this point. Like I've gotten past the whole like I hate how I sound and stuff, right? But it's still, I feel like your perspective is always a little weird hearing yourself. So it'd be really dope to hear someone else's voice and get to like mix their stuff. I recently got to work with I didn't work with him on it, but I got to like hear his stuff. Cousin of mine was producing, really cool. He didn't sing on it, but played guitar. It was just really cool to like see a like very different approach, but someone who's also, kind of similar space where I'm at with like level producing. So it was really cool. So, all right. I think I'm about done with this 5. There's a few straggler hairs kind of hanging on there, but I might just have to come back to those at the end. The hair on top is getting in the way of me. Oop, my cable is hooked on something down there. The hair on top is getting in the way, but okay. What I'm gonna do now in the great saga of hair cutting is I'm going to switch out. I did a 5. Should I go for a 3? I'll go for a 3. I might regret this. Maybe I should do 4. Nah, I'll do a 3. All right, I'm gonna try to do a little fade up. I don't like a really aggressive fade. I know some people like going from basically skin to skin to hair. I don't like going that far, but I'm gonna try to just do a little bit of fade action here around the ears. Get a little bit of that, 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 you know what I'm saying? And then I'll get a little around the neck. We'll try to fade up around midway here though. There we go. Yeah, just go right into that 5. So my hair cutting prowess is not great, but I feel really uncomfortable going to a place. Not like, it's not a social environment I like. I don't like being touched that much, so by a stranger especially, so that's just like a strange social thing for me. And it's expensive, and I went a few times to places, and with one major exception, so if you're listening to me, my friend who cut my hair, you were the exception. But with one major exception, they never did that good of a job. And no offense to, I'm sure there are great barbers out there, and I went to the literal cheapest options available. But like, with like basically no exception, they all did pretty bad. So I kind of got a little cocky and was like, I could just do this better myself and be happier. I'm sure they are more talented than me, but I think I have a million calyx in my hair. And so for me, I know I can do my head better because I'm familiar with my head and I know all my problems. So I think that was kind of the deal. I was just a little too complicated of a case with all my stupid calyx everywhere. So I don't know. Hair cutting is not great though. So I've been cutting my hair for a while now, and no one tells me it looks dumb, but maybe I have friends that are too nice and liars. So my sister always tells me that you got to be scared, like for women, that if you get too many compliments, if everyone compliments you, that means it doesn't look good. And I don't feel like my dude friends do this, so I think it's maybe a little slightly different situation. And she's like, yeah, she's like, if you go, into work and everybody's like, oh, your haircut looks great, she's like, you should be worried. Like, if you get some casual compliments here and there, that's fine. But if you get too many, it's like, that's a red flag that your haircut actually looks bad. So I think that's probably the kind of friends I have though that would just lie to me if my haircut looked really dumb. So cool. We got the sides. We're like a lot of the bulk done. Now I will say buzzing is the easy part of a haircut. It is this part that gets scary because we can really screw things up. So I'm going to start with just taking a little length off the front, and then I'll do this properly. But I'm gonna start with just a little bit of length off the front. Okay. Let me scissors out, and we'll just see. I'm just gonna take a little bit off here. I'm not gonna do anything. This is gonna look really crooked, but I'm not gonna leave it like this. I just need some length out so I can actually work with, you know, it's not gonna be nearly this long at the end. Okay. Trying to stab my own eye. I can't really see through my hair, guys. It's really a problem here. All right, cool. This is the weirdest video on my channel. Hopefully you're all enjoying this. If you are, get subscribed because, you know, journey to 20 million. You know what I'm saying? All right. We're gonna pass Mr. Beast this year. Cool. He's way more than 20 million subscribers. Perfect. Okay, so what I like to do is, now I've heard different things that you should start from the front to the back. I am a back to front kind of guy with haircuts. So I'm gonna start at the back, comb all my hair forward, do like a little point here, get it out of the way, so I can see and use my eyeballs. There we go. I like to start at the back and grab the hair, get a little bit here. You see a little of this action? And then you just do a little snippy snip. Now I usually do a single finger up to more. I just use my fingers as measurements. There are better ways to do this, but I'm gonna try to just leave my hair a little longer than I used to. So I'm gonna go for the double finger in the back, and we'll see. All right, hair, later. See you when I wanna be you. Ooh, oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be rough. Guys, this is tough. My camera's kind of blocking my view too, so it's making it a little more, not trying to make excuses, but I actually can't see the top of my head because that's exactly where my camera is. So I'm kind of guessing based on feeling, which is not a good way to do a haircut. Look how long my hair is. That's freaking crazy. All right, I feel like I'm gonna have to do a couple passes here, so I'm just gonna go long and come through it. All right, what's next up? What's my favorite song on the channel? Okay, so I always lean towards like the thing I'm working on right now, or have, yeah, probably the thing I'm working on right now. The thing I've just released, I typically hate because it's hard to say exactly how many, but it's very likely I probably listen to a song like 100 times maybe in a week, because I'll like listen to it like all the weeks leading up. Oops, sorry, hey, smack the microphone. All the weeks leading up to it, I'll listen to a song over and over and over again, getting it kind of in my head, memorizing all the lyrics. And then like the week I record it, I'll listen to it a bunch. If it's one I'm recording like ahead of time, like not a loop pedal where I do it live, if it's one I'm recording ahead of time, I'll, you know, listen to it all the times I play it for the recording, and then I'll do all this mixing. So I'll listen to it, you know, tons of times mixing. I'll listen to like, you know, one segment over and over to get like the mix right? And then I'll master it, and then I'll edit the video, and the video I'll listen to it a bunch more times while I'm editing. So like I probably listen to a song like 100 times in a week, and by the time I'm done, I hate the song. Like covering a song is a good way to get me to hate it. By the time I'm done with one, I'm usually like, oh man, I've heard that song so freaking much. I just need to not hear it for like a few months. But I usually come around on them. So in answer to the question, for the longest time, my favorite thing on the whole channel was my Viva La Vida cover, which is actually like my second cover I did on the channel. But that was my favorite for a while. I think then after that, I'm trying to think of like highlights along the way. I really liked my cover of Sky Full of Stars for a while. I think I still like it. That was last January. It feels like forever ago, but I just made a lot of videos this year. I did a video basically every week with just a couple exceptions in there. But I did make over 52 videos. So I kind of met my goal, though not the goal I set out. My goal that I've morphed to make myself feel good about myself. I made over 52 videos. But yeah, then Sky Full of Stars was a huge favorite for me for a while. Then Let Her Go by Passenger as the one I really liked. And I think, but right now, my favorite one definitely, and I don't really go listen to my stuff, but if I like wanted to show someone a song, if you're like, pick a song you want me to show, unless I just had a song I knew they would like more, like because I knew the person, if I just pick a random one that I'd be proud of, Ghost right now. I did a cover of Ghost by Justin Bieber. I don't know, it's probably been like 3 months ago now, September maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, I don't know. But I did a cover of Ghost by Justin Bieber. I'm really proud of that one. I just think it turned out really well, and I kind of like, when I do a cover of a song, Typically, now there are, obviously, you could go find a song on my channel to make, like, be exceptions to this. But generally speaking, I really try to not just do the song as the artist did. Because then I just create like a bad version, you know, because I'm not as talented as most of the artists. So I'm just going to create a bad version of their song, right? So I try to always, when I create a song, make like something I can do my own twist of. And I feel like Ghost is one of the ones I'm just most proud of. I heard the song, and it's like kind of a moody electronic song. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but it is like a little bit more like a little dancey, not dancey, I don't know what to call it. It's got energy. And I just had the feeling that like the song would be really cool if you kind of just went for like a more somber, reflective kind of tone for the whole thing. And so I did on the piano pretty much, not a whole lot of instrumentation. And I really liked it. And most of the time, like, to be honest, like when I film stuff, it's kind of been my thing for the last few years. Sometimes I'll record music and I'm really proud of it. And then I'll do all my vocals and I feel down about it because I just always feel like my singing is kind of my weakest point in almost everything I do. Because I feel pretty comfortable on the piano, pretty comfortable with my guitar playing. But I feel pretty much like my singing is my weakest link. So sometimes I get done with a song and I'm like, oh, I ruined it by singing it. Because the instrumentation I did was so good before I actually sang on the track. But Ghost was not one of those. Ghost is one that I got done with and I was like, yeah, like I'm just really proud of like how it sounded on it. Like I was, you know, I'm not like, oh, I hate my voice. Like it was one I got done with and I was just all around was just very happy with it. So again, very long-winded answer to say probably Ghost. I think I like Someone You Love pretty well. I did those pretty close together. My favorite video, though, it's not my favorite song, but I did a video a while back. My sister helped me film it for Saltwater by Ed Sheeran. And we went to this like local, it's a beach, but like a beach, you know, there's no ocean by me. So it's like a beach on a lake. And I laid down in the sand in this like really cheesy drama shot, staring into the camera, laying on my side. And people were laughing at me. It was like, yeah, it's just teenagers. You know, no offense if you're a teenager, but if you laugh at me, it doesn't really hurt my feelings. But it was just like, it was kind of an uncomfortable thing. And then there was like parents there and kids. And I was like, I don't want to like put a camera up facing towards their kids. But like, I also like, you know, we don't got all the time in the world to get this shot. So they're just going to have to be in the background. So it was a really fun time. And my sister helped me out with that one. It was fun videos. We actually shot 2 videos in one day when we did that. We did Saltwater and Boat. Boat might actually be a little more solid of a video. Saltwater kind of has this problem. We filmed it in 3 different locations because I thought that would be cool. And maybe it was, but they didn't necessarily blend super well together, especially because the time of day changed in between them. So we were losing daylight. I got really sunburned that day, and so did my sister. And so by the time we did the last shot, we were literally just cooking, and we quit after that. I was like, should we do one more? And she was like, no, let's go home. And I was like, you're right. This is terrible. So we got really burned, but it was a fun memory. So I'm fond of those videos because of the memory. I don't know if they're excellent, but I do like that they kind of stand out. They're very much their own thing on the channel. A lot of my videos, you know, for the most part, I film them in my living room. I have a few, I've gone to like some parks and stuff and filmed. But that's it's difficult to do just by myself for one, just because it's like a lot of equipment. It's also a little uncomfortable. So I'm working on the comfort level, but you know, getting out and doing those. So it's really nice to have some videos that are like not my living room, honestly. Because you like go through my stuff, you're like, oh, here's some fun stuff and fun locations, like getting out. And those videos seem to do well too, so I should probably actually go outside more. Moral of the story, go outside, kids. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Let's get my hair. These right there. You're way too long. No. Something like working in a mirror, guys. It's very weird. Also, I'm sorry, this video, I always try to maintain really strong eye contact when I film. This video is going to have like none because I'm staring at myself in the mirror trying to cut my hair. Very awkward video. Anyone still out there? If you're still out there, if there's a hair cutting emoji, right? If there's a hair cutting emoji, leave it. If there's not, leave like a farting emoji. Not the poo one, but like a, you know, something with gas. Do the lightning bolt. The zap. I think it's called zap. Do that. That'll be a great emoji. Otherwise, leave the hair cutting. I'm pretty sure there's a hair cutting one. If there's not one though, our fallback is the lightning bolt, okay? Deal, everybody? Alrighty, perfect. I haven't cut my knuckles, which is great. No blood on camera. I know I could jinx it just by saying that, but so far so good. Okay, I think we're getting to a good length here. Let's make sure the back is actually cut well. This is the hard part, is making sure all the parts are actually good. Okay, this side is good. I'm intentionally trying to leave it like longer than my normal, but I've never cut my hair very long before. I literally will do my front with a 4-finger length and then leave it. So I'm gonna try to just straighten these out, and then I'll do some bangs. My hair doesn't really sit down flat, so I don't really worry. This is deep information. Add this to the wiki, everybody. My hair doesn't really sit down flat ever, so I don't really worry about my bangs being even. I don't know if that's a lucky thing or a negative thing, but like my hair is up unless I really work hard. When I like go out for the day, I'm like, okay, put some water on my head, just water my hair down so that it's not popping up everywhere. But it's a problem. I know people use hair gel. That's like a common thing that a lot of people do. I just don't. I'm allergic to a lot of things, so I don't. It also just feels like, I don't know, like a lot of work. Maybe I'm just a lazy person. I just don't like when oh, now I have to put my product in or whatever. Like, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of extra steps for my daily life. So I'm sure I could fix most of my hair going weird directions with some product though. So if I were to get into them, I need to find something that was like natural and not, because I'm allergic to most scented things is my problem. So I have to find something that didn't have a scent, you know, it's just like kind of natural. Or if it was like peppermint or, you know, coconut would be fine. Something pretty natural. Okay, I want this to taper a little more on the edge. Perfect. We're really getting somewhere here, people. Okay, let me make sure. I think I got some stragglers on this side. I think I just want to cut this a little short here. It's kind of, I have this struggle sometimes. It frays out at the edge, so. Perfect. Come on, get out of there. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. That is a haircut. All right, let's do some bangs, and then I'm just gonna do some like cleanup buzzing, and we're almost done actually. Believe it or not, this is almost done. My standards are pretty low, and again, it's because my bangs aren't really, man, if I leave my hair long, I can't see when I cut my bangs. It's a new problem. Yeah, it's because my bangs don't really sit flat, so I really don't worry that hard about the evenness of them. All right, yep, don't cut my eyeball. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, that can be there. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I think I got some long hairs in here still though. I haven't done the best job of a haircut in my whole life, but considering it's on camera, I will forgive myself because it's been very, very stressful to talk this whole time. I've worn myself down. I do have some more questions I haven't hit yet. I've just been holding them off for a minute, you know, giving you some hair cutting time. So, dude, y'all want to help me out here? I'll just some real talk here. My like YouTube views have sucked recently. It's been a little discouraging. I don't really know why. Like my last 3 videos have been like some of my worst performing ones I've ever put out. And I don't know why. I don't know if they're just, I feel like the quality is good, but maybe they're just not like anything anyone wants to watch. So here I am turning things around by cutting my hair on camera. That's really gonna do it, I'm sure, but I don't know. If you guys wanna help me out though and share some of that stuff around, that would be really helpful. I don't know why they flopped. I really don't. And they have decent stats if you're like into YouTube stuff, you know, like the click-through and the watch time is pretty good overall. So I don't really know. They just didn't get like tons of impressions, and I don't know. It's just been kind of a weird thing. And I've been slightly less consistent, but I thought the holiday one would do well. And I had a cute thumbnail and everything for it. I worked a long time on, but it just didn't happen for me. So I don't know. At least for yourself, you know, after you're done with this, if you want to watch like something quality that isn't me sitting here, you know, cutting my hair, that would be, any of those videos I think would be solid wins for your day. All right, would you look at that? Hey, that's not bad. This side of my head is a lot better than this side of my head. I don't know what it looks like. I've never thought about, like, I know people say they have a good side for pictures. You guys tell me. This side is my right side. This side is my left side. What's my better side for pictures? I definitely feel like my hair, the part and everything is better over here. Also, there's like a cowlick here and like you can't really see on the back. There's one like right dead center, one over here. So nothing happens good on the left side of my head. So I think of it as my worst side, but maybe it's my more beautiful side. All right, sure. This is a fine haircut we got going on here. Let us go back and do just a little bit of buzzing. So I'm gonna try to be very careful here. Where's my, I got 1.5, but where's my 2? Where are my 2? Got a 1, 2, found it. 2 might be too long. All right. Yes, it's way too long. I'm just gonna try to give myself a quick beard fix. I'm gonna go for a 1. And, ooh, it's gonna be a short beard, but it is what it is. I already started. I could have thought it through and tested a different one, but I guess I'm gonna have a small beard. It's okay. It actually works out perfect. I don't have to go like out and see people for like 3 days, so there'll be 3 days to regain a little beard so I don't look like a baby face. But I'm gonna get a little baby face on camera, I guess, because 1 is a little too short. Not the look I'm going for in life. So this will be fine. It'll be fine. I won't be embarrassed. I'll be a little embarrassed, but here we go. So the other question I got was, what were my biggest musical influences? I think there's kind of 2 answers to this. I think I have like growing up musical influences and then like musical influences now. So maybe there's like 2 good answers to this question. I think there's like the musical influences that really formed me. And then there's like people I think of as being really influential now that weren't necessarily music I listened to a lot in like very formative years. And maybe like formed my like, I think there's some that didn't form how I play, would probably be the best way to say that. Like there's some that really formed like the way I play and like think about music because I was learning, you know, playing their songs. And so some that didn't though. So yeah, so growing up, I think, what was like my biggest musical influence? Definitely, obviously, if you've been around my channel for more than half a second, you'll know, huge, and I say huge, I mean the absolute biggest Owl City fan. So Owl City, absolutely. I've been listening to Owl City ever since Ocean Eyes came out, basically, and I've been completely addicted. He's awesome. He's perfect. He's everything. I don't know. I've said a lot about Owl City on this channel. If I could make more content fanboying his music, I would, and I certainly intend to in the future here. So, oh man, I'm so beardless now. It's so weird. I don't shave the beard this close like ever. So, you all are getting a very special treat today. All right, let's make sure. I'm trying to get some. I can't really put this on for that, but try to get any stragglers around the ears, because those don't look good usually if you leave them. People think you don't want to look good. There we go. Get a little bit of that. Is this the most personal thing I've ever done on camera? Probably is. This is kind of weird. I mean, you all have seen the inside of my toilet. That's pretty personal. That whole song was just, you know, deep toilet lore. So, toilet's right over there. You know, maybe if you're lucky, you'll get another little toilet sneak peek in this video. Probably not gonna happen, because I had to move my camera, which is kind of precarious for how it's up. So, this is good. This is really good. This haircut is going really well. I'm not sad about this. I thought we'd be in a disastrous situation. So, now comes the tricky part. This is probably like the part I will screw up the most of any part of the haircut. And that is the back. In the ideal world, someone else would just do my neck for me, but I have to do it myself. It's a tough life. So, plan here is a little bit of boom, reverse mirror action. There's the back of my head, which is grossly covered in so much hair. So you do a little bit of this. I know. You're impressed. And then you just do this. So I usually start with just making a really aggressive line, and then I try to shape it out. that's my whole game plan going into this. It's usually works okay for me. Sometimes I screw it up and I end up with a hairline that's a little bit higher than I wanted. So I'm gonna do my best. This part, I just wing it the first time. It's fine. Just drawing a line across the back. And then I'll make sure it's straight. And then do a little bit of reverse. Yeah, so Adam Young, Owl City, absolutely, I think my biggest musical influence. You know, growing up and to this day, I mean, I still listen to all his music. I think he's still my most played artist, you know, every year. No one like really gets me going like him. Other than that, I grew up listening to Steven Curtis Chapman, was my favorite artist for a lot of years. Still big fan of his older work. Still really good stuff. So he would definitely, I think he's a pretty strong, I don't really think about it actively, but he's a pretty strong influence in how I play, because it was just like a lot of the music when I was learning piano, I was like learning to play some of his songs. So I think it's pretty strong in like how I play probably. That comes out. I think anything like, because I learned to play, you know, playing like songs I liked on the radio and stuff. So I'm declaring it beautiful with no knowledge of what it looks like. All right, cool. All right, let's do a little bit of cleanup here. This side is not nearly as good as the other side yet. Yet being the key word, and we'll just round it out there. I don't know if you can even see this in the camera. I hope you can. Otherwise, you're just watching me like squish my microphone and talk annoying. So hopefully you can understand all the words I've said. Probably take another look later, off camera, make sure it all looks good. You know, I'm very hairy. I'm sweating right now. I turned off all my heat and stuff, and it's icing outside, but I'm still just pouring sweat. It's ridiculous. All right, I got the haircut. Okay, so the last final step here, you just want to make sure that you don't have like a long hair lingering, because then there's almost always at least one that comes up after you shower. So there'll probably be some more, like a snip. If I was good at what I did, I probably wouldn't have that problem. But I'm just gonna put my 5 back on, do one more quick glaze over. In the last few years, Ed Sheeran has become a pretty big musical influence for me, but I am not like a early adopter. You know, I didn't listen to him when he was coming up. A friend of mine recommended that I listen to him, and I didn't really take her advice, and I was like, yeah, sure. I listened to the one song I think she showed me, which is Photograph, and I was like, cool, that's a great song, but I didn't like think about it, and now I would say he's a pretty big influence to me, you know, like one of my favorite artists now. But I don't think it was like, it wasn't like formative for me. You know, I started listening to Ed in like 2017. So I've been listening to him, well, maybe 2018. It was after Divide, so I guess that's 2017. So I started listening to him then, and I've listened to all his stuff, and like he's been, you know, someone I'm obsessed with, but I don't think his style is like deeply infused in how I play him. It may be a little more infused in how I write songs, is a little more like his, because I've taken to a lot more songwriting since starting to listen to his music. So maybe I have a little more like songwriting from him than I think about. But I don't really think of him as being like an early musical influence for sure. But other than that, man, it's tough. I liked rock, you know, I mean, I liked some Coldplay back in the day. I probably like Coldplay now more than I liked them growing up though. But I definitely like some Coldplay back in the day. There's some like old rock bands that I don't know if they're still around. I know like I was into The Fray. Their main singer's gone, but I think they're still kind of doing stuff. Daughtry, I thought was pretty cool back in the day. What are some other good ones? Imagine all my comments are gonna be like, you cut your hair like this and put all this work in, but look at those terrible eyebrows. I was told once in my life that I had really bad eyebrows. Not like in jest, it was sincere. Like, your eyebrows, really, you should do something about that. I was like, oh. And I never thought about it. It was like insecurity unlocked. It didn't really bother me, and I didn't really care. But yeah, my eyebrow does grow a weird direction. I'm sure if you now watch my videos, that's all you'll think about is this eyebrow. It like grows this way, it doesn't grow normal. But if I kind of push it, it kind of goes in the right place. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think, friends, our hangout is almost over because the haircut is basically complete, and hopefully not looking too bad. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give myself clean up all the hair, which is a pretty crazy amount. Gonna give it a quick clean. Then I'm gonna give myself a shower and try to maybe like cut a hair off here or there if one's got a straggler. Then I'll give you a finished result of the beauty. Sound like a plan?
All right, well, that's not too bad. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.